The May 2026 Theory of Knowledge prescribed title, "To what extent do you agree that doubt is central to the pursuit of knowledge?" challenges us to reflect on the role of skepticism in shaping human understanding. Today we will dive into this question by analysing how doubt operates across different areas of knowledge, from the arts to the natural sciences, human sciences, history and mathematics. In the arts, doubt is often seen as an essential catalyst for creativity and innovation. Artists, whether in painting, music, literature or film, constantly challenge traditional norms and expectations. For example, Pablo Picasso's Les Demoiselles d'Avignon revolutionized art by doubting conventional techniques of representation, contributing to the birth of Cubism. Similarly, the works of modern artists like Damien Hirst and Andy Warhol question the very definition of what constitutes art. Hirst's infamous shark, preserved in formaldehyde, and Warhol's Campbell's soup cans, push boundaries by making us reconsider the nature and purpose of art itself. Doubt in the arts forces both creators and audiences to reconsider what is beautiful, valuable, or meaningful. In literature, authors like James Joyce or Virginia Woolf used uncertainty to explore human consciousness, pushing readers to question the nature of reality and perception. For instance, Joyce's Ulysses challenges readers to doubt the linear progression of time and narrative itself, asking what it means to experience life through fragmented, often conflicting perspectives. However, while doubt is central in fostering creativity, it can also lead to fragmentation or confusion. If an artist constantly doubts the validity of their work, or if the audience is encouraged to doubt the meaning of every piece of art, the result can be a sense of detachment or a lack of consensus about what art is or should be. For instance, postmodern art's constant questioning of traditional boundaries has been criticized for making it harder to define what is considered valuable or aesthetically significant. The challenge lies in balancing doubt with the need for clarity and direction in artistic expression. If every new movement undermines the last, art risks becoming so self-referential that it loses its broader relevance and appeal. Transitioning to the natural sciences, doubt is undeniably the driving force behind progress. Scientific inquiry begins with a hypothesis, which is then subjected to skepticism and rigorous testing. Take the case of Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. Before his work, the idea of natural selection was met with immense skepticism. It was through doubt, empirical evidence and observation that the theory gained widespread acceptance. Similarly, in physics, doubt led to the revolution of classical mechanics with the development of quantum mechanics. Albert Einstein's skepticism of Newtonian mechanics spurred him to develop the theory of relativity, which fundamentally changed how we understand space and time. In chemistry, doubt about the atomic theory in the early 20th century led to quantum mechanics, where scientists like Niels Bohr and Werner Heisenberg challenged the established view of atomic structure. This skepticism created space for new, groundbreaking ideas, allowing scientists to unlock the mysteries of atomic particles and energy states. In medicine, doubt about traditional understandings of disease led to breakthroughs like germ theory and the development of vaccines, which changed the course of human health and longevity. Yet the role of doubt in the natural sciences is not without limits. Once a scientific theory has been supported by extensive evidence, such as the theory of gravity or the laws of thermodynamics, continuous skepticism can become counterproductive. If we constantly doubt well-established theories, we may hinder progress and impede the application of scientific knowledge to real-world problems. The law of gravity, for example, is so universally accepted and consistently verified that doubting it would do little to further our understanding of the world. So while skepticism drives scientific progress, it must be purposeful and directed rather than endless and without a clear goal. In the human sciences, skepticism plays an essential role in understanding human behavior and societal structures. In psychology, for instance, Sigmund Freud's psychoanalytic theory was met with skepticism when it was introduced. But over time, it has evolved to provide profound insights into the human psyche. Similarly, in sociology, theories about social structures and behavior are regularly challenged, allowing for more nuanced understandings of social issues. For example, Karl Marx's ideas on class struggle were initially doubted by many, yet his theories have shaped political thought and social movements across the globe. In economics, skepticism about classical economic theories led to the development of new schools of thought. The Great Depression prompted doubts about laissez-faire economics, which gave rise to Keynesian economics. John Maynard Keynes argued that government intervention was necessary to stabilize the economy, and his ideas have had a lasting impact on global economic policy. The complexity of human life requires that we question established norms and interpretations to uncover deeper truths. However, in the human sciences, doubt can also complicate our ability to build consensus. The subjective nature of human experience makes it difficult to produce objective, repeatable experiments. Unlike the natural sciences, where experimental control is possible, human behavior is influenced by numerous unpredictable factors. This means that skepticism can sometimes lead to competing theories that do not always align with empirical data. For example, the debate between nature versus nurture in psychology has not been definitively settled, and differing perspectives often lead to fragmented conclusions. The challenge, then, is how to use doubt constructively while maintaining a coherent and unified understanding of human behavior. When skepticism undermines consensus, it can stall progress. But without skepticism, we would fail to challenge outdated assumptions. The key is to find a balance, one that allows for growth while maintaining enough consistency to guide further research and application. As we move to history, doubt is also crucial for questioning the sources, narratives, and interpretations of past events. Historians must be skeptical of the sources they use, questioning the reliability, bias, and context of primary documents. Take the example of revisionist historians who questioned the accuracy of traditional narratives about events like the causes of World War I. By challenging the prevailing views, historians have uncovered alternative explanations that provide a more nuanced understanding of the past. Skepticism has also reshaped how we view historical figures. For example, historians have re-examined the role of Christopher Columbus, once celebrated for discovering America, now critiqued for his exploitation of indigenous peoples. Similarly, doubt about the glorified narrative of British colonialism has led to greater recognition of the oppressive impacts of empire, which was often downplayed in earlier histories. However, excessive doubt in history can lead to confusion. If historians constantly question every historical document or interpretation, it becomes difficult to arrive at any consensus on what actually happened. While skepticism in history is valuable for uncovering overlooked perspectives, it must be balanced by a recognition of established facts. The process of historical revision is important, but too much skepticism can create an environment where no historical narrative is ever deemed reliable, making it harder to learn from the past and to form a collective understanding of history. Finally, in mathematics, we encounter a different relationship with doubt. Mathematics is often viewed as a realm of certainty rather than doubt. Once a theorem is proven, it is considered universally true. For example, the Pythagorean theorem is a mathematical certainty that does not require further questioning. In this regard, mathematics stands apart from other disciplines, where doubt often drives inquiry. Theorems in mathematics build on previous proofs, with little room for skepticism once a proof is established. Yet skepticism plays an important role in the development of new ideas and methods. For instance, doubt about Euclidean geometry led to the creation of non-Euclidean geometries by mathematicians like Carl Friedrich Gauss and Bernhard Riemann, fundamentally changing our understanding of space and geometry. The advent of calculus, driven by the doubts of mathematicians like Isaac Newton and Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, opened up entirely new areas of mathematics and science. But there is a paradox in mathematics. While doubt sparks innovation, the field relies on the certainty of proven theorems for further development. Once something is proven, doubt is typically no longer applied. The problem here is not in the role of doubt, but in recognizing that doubt in mathematics is often only applicable during the initial stages of exploration. Once a mathematical truth is established, skepticism no longer plays a role in its application. In each area of knowledge, doubt serves different functions and carries different implications. In the arts, it sparks creativity and challenges conventions, but it can also lead to confusion if taken too far. In the natural sciences, skepticism drives progress, yet excessive doubt can hinder practical advancements. In the human sciences, doubt helps refine our understanding of complex human behavior, but it also complicates efforts to reach consensus. In history, skepticism uncovers new perspectives, but it can also make it difficult to settle on clear narratives. And in mathematics, doubt is limited to the process of discovery, with certainty taking over once a truth is established. Ultimately, the pursuit of knowledge requires a balance. Doubt must be used constructively, questioning what we know and why, but not so much that it prevents us from moving forward. While doubt challenges us to ask deeper questions, it must also be tempered by a willingness to accept certain truths and build upon them. As we navigate the complexities of knowledge, we realize that doubt is not an end, but a tool, a necessary tool, but one that must be applied wisely to foster both inquiry and understanding. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of skepticism in the pursuit of knowledge.